Good afternoon, dear colleagues. Thank you very much for coming to us. We asked you all to meet with one main goal, to discuss the project of Alexander Oligovich Mayborota. It is connected with a rather pioneering technology, an approach to delivering cargo to satellites, including, as I understand it, to the moon. By and large, the goal of our event today. It is actually a pilot one. Since this year, several projects related to work are starting at Roscosmos, including venture projects with small companies, and including the formation of such a single window for interaction with small businesses. With universities, with such innovative developments, we are working out approaches to expertise. That is, the question arises, from what point can a particular project be considered, for example, as purely scientific, technical, economic, and considered from the standpoint of venture capital, from the point of view of economic return, and up to what point does a project need fundamental justification, discussion by scientists, the scientific community, an increase in funding, so that we can then talk about its implementation for some extra budgetary funds within the framework of Roscosmos, programs, etc. That is, what we want to hold today for the first time is such a lively discussion seminar of industry and university specialists related to technologies that are definitely not on the table today and are not technologies of today, but apparently can or cannot find their application in the future when the conversation turns to the moon, which is now recorded in many places and is very popular among the people. The conversation will turn to increasing the cargo flow to near-Earth orbits. So, now we have the following task: to listen to Alexander Oligovich and form a certain protocol opinion. First of all, about the scientific and technical component of the issue, not about the software. That is it necessary to fly to the moon like this? How much money will it cost to fly to the moon like this? What will be the cargo flow? This is the next question, the software one. Now we really want to hear everyone and get some opinion from the respective participants on the topic of conservation laws, on physical feasibility, i.e., that this project in the presented version does not carry any significant pitfalls that the author, perhaps, did not see, although it is unlikely. And the project can further advance as a scientific and technical one and already be discussed from the point of view of how, let's say, to implement it in practice, understanding that its main fundamental component takes place. That's the task. A big request: I warned everyone I could that the technical and scientific components and background are very interesting. Of course, but perhaps not this time and not so actively. The issues of human exploration of the moon, deep space, and the planning of the exploration of the moon by various space powers are interesting. This is the next stage. Now the question is how much this particular project is justified, fundamental in its basic scientific and technical premises. I forgot to introduce myself. I am Dmitry Payson, Director of the Research and Analysis Center of Roscosmos. Actually, the Research and Analysis Center is represented by 90% of its personnel here now. We are a small division assigned to innovative development programs, and to work with this kind of initiative projects, including venture projects, including Skolkovo projects, development institutes, universities. This is our burden, sometimes pleasant, sometimes heavy, within the state corporation. Therefore, we need to listen, firstly, learn and understand how interesting and useful such a format is, and secondly, understand to what extent this proposed project can and should be further advanced from a more practical point of view. This was the preamble. Thank you very much again for gathering. Let's give the floor to Alexander Oligovich, and then we will discuss.
The report, in essence, has an everlasting significance, poses a very, very serious task for cosmonautics. Indeed, if we solve the problem of stopping cargo without spending reactive force, spending reactive energy, then this, of course, is a serious advance. Of course, we will have big gains in terms of economy and money. This is a fundamentally completely new approach, a new way of solving the problems of long-distance flights, and perhaps ground problems as well. It seems to me that this seminar is the beginning of an interesting process.